Hello, this is the Real Recruiter. Hello, everybody. I'm back. We have a lot to talk about today. We are back with the Bachelorette. We saw Charity for the first time last night on ABC. There's a new time slot, so I am a sleepy girl this morning. We used to be at 7, now we're at 8. I also always pause so I can skip commercials, so I still get done roughly about the same time. I don't care that they moved it. It's not that I'm still gonna watch it, but it's a lot. So last night we met all of the men. First off, there's only 25 men, which I think that's definitely lower. I'm pretty sure usually we have at least like 30, maybe like 32, maybe 35. I don't know. So I want to know why they did that. We also, I feel like, had like 5 or 6 guys go home last night. I can't tell you their names, which brings me to my next point. How do we get all of these people to have name tags? Because I can't, okay, I remember them because I wrote them down. I can't remember everybody. I also want to know how old they are, what their job is. I want to know more information. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. Charity's dress. Loved Charity's dress. It was pink, it was sparkly, it was a low back, it was a freaking moment. I loved it. I think the word of our season is going to be authenticity, or being authentic and true to yourself, all of that. I do have a prediction. I feel like Aaron B, who flipped the coin, heads or tails, I think he might be our winner. I have a few other thoughts. He's definitely, I think, going to go maybe to hometowns, but will definitely go pretty far. I really do like Aaron. Josh, there might be more than one Josh. Josh, who did the hand over heart thing, wasn't vibing with him, kind of gave me the ick there. I have some questions. Joey, who kept talking about his height, plays tennis. Do we think he likes pickleball? I have a theory that people who like tennis don't like pickleball. I mean, I've never played tennis. I just feel like it's a little bit of a rivalry in sport right now. Charity also rubs everybody's backs whenever she's hugging them, and I noticed it and then I couldn't unsee it. I don't know why. It's I don't know, maybe that's what her mom does to her. I don't know, but she rubs everybody's back. So just keep that in mind next time you're watching. Chris, who is the professional jumper, pretty sure he could jump over me. I mean, I'm only 5'4", so I hope he could if he holds the world record or whatever for it. He might be a villain. I don't know. Professional jumper, kind of giving me villain vibes. He just had it, and I don't know why. I'm just suspecting he might be a villain. Brayden. We'll come back to Brayden. We'll just come back to Brayden. Spencer, I'm confused. I don't want to say anything bad, but Spencer, at first I was like, oh, he's going to be great. This is fine. He's cute. It's fine. Need I say more? Me nor Twitter can figure out what's going on with Brayden. He has a kid, though. There's always one. Somebody has a kid, and it's Spencer. Can't figure out what's going on with him, though. Another question. John Henry, who is the underwater welder, how do you weld underwater? Is he actually underwater, or is he just welding things that go underwater? I don't know the logistics of that. If you know, let me know. We also have a pro wrestler who's also kind of a cowboy. Also one of several Calebs. Caleb is Caleb with the C in this particular situation. He also said, gosh dang it, which I was dying laughing at. Professional wrestler, we haven't seen that one yet. The most shocking turn of events. We have another pilot whose name is Peter. Another pilot Pete. We don't need another pilot Pete. We don't need any more pilots on this freaking show. Moving on. Kendall and I were just talking before this. I might butcher his name. Dotun, who's from Nigeria. Love Dotun. Really, really love him. He's gonna be in the final four. Like, I'm calling it now. I'm like, I just can feel it in my bones. He's gonna be in the final four. I'm in. Going back to my last episode, I'm in on tailored dress pants with loafers, but you can't have socks. I want to see the ankles. That's contrary to sometimes what I tell the boys in my office. Sometimes I don't want to see their ankles, but it's not the right vibe. Now we have to talk about Charity's brother. So Charity's brother, we're going through the episode. Our bestie Jessie is like, somebody from your past is here. It ends up being Charity's brother, Nehemiah. We love Nehemiah. We saw him last season. Nehemiah shows up undercover. ABC, up your budget for the undercover situation. Did nobody think like this man has on a fake like Party City mustache and also like a Party City wig? Probably. So he goes in and he's undercover, he's the bartender, and he starts stirring up some drama, which we love. But I kind of thought we were past this part. I'm pretty sure we did that in Hannah Brown's season with Demi, which got rid of a few people. So it created drama, but also ABC, up your budget for that. Charity is giving off vibes already of who she likes. It's very easy to tell with her. So now we're going to circle back to Brayden. I feel like Charity's brother telling Charity, Brayden is giving me red or beige flags or whatever, and she still gave him the first impression rose. Is Charity going to be that person that's like, I see this sign, but I'm not but I don't know how to read it? Maybe. We'll see. First kiss of the night was Xavier. Big snog. Big snog from Xavier and Charity. I like Xavier. Xavier's also smart. He's, got a good career going. He seems really great. John. I really like John. I feel like we're starting the Bachelor edit early for John. Like, I've seen probably like 4 or 5 promos of just like John, like individually, and part of me feels like we're setting him up to be the next Bachelor, which I think would be great for him. But I can't figure it out because I feel like they're really hitting it hard on John, which we haven't done that in like the past few years with The Bachelor. So I wonder if we're getting the Bachelor edit early so that way people fall in love with John and not like the past few seasons where we got Zach and we were like, okay, like we like Zach, but we want to know what happened in the fantasy suite with Rachel still. That's all we want to know. Also, Clayton, like we got Clayton's Bachelor edit literally like as he's being sent home, and then we pulled these kids in and like that was the edit that he got. So I feel like maybe we might be doing something John here. I also think that the men should have long stem roses. This idea comes from my best friend Megan, who said, why don't the men get long stem roses? And I was like, well, they go on their jackets. And she's like, but I think they should have long stem roses. And I agree. I think everybody should have long stem roses. They're very elegant. We love them. My best quote from the night. He does backflips and I'm in HR. And I really, really felt that. I really, really felt that. If I am walking up and I am getting out of this limo and somebody does a backflip and I'm like, hi, I'm a recruiter. Like, you know what? I felt that. I really, really felt that. Back to Brayden and Charity. So Brayden gets our first impression rose. Brayden is 24 and he's living his best life. He just quit his job. He's probably going to become famous on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. We know this, people. Brayden likes Charity and they kissed. Like another big snog here. I also have this theory that people who get the first impression rose kind of just like dwindle off. Like last season, Greer got the first impression rose. Really, really love Greer. Then she like randomly got sick. Then Zach just kind of said like, peace out, you're gone. And then, a few years ago, oh gosh, who did we? Oh, Abigail got Matt James's first impression rose. I'm still not over him sending her home. I'm so happy for Matt and Rachel O'Connell. But Abigail's doing really great with Noah now. But like that one hurt. That one I feel like was one where I knew, like, I was like feeling it in my bones, like, this is it. That's the winner, whatever. And then it just kind of dwindled off. So we'll see what happens with Brayden. I can't imagine him going that far, but I feel like he's going to, like, he's gonna like at least like get out of the mansion, and we're gonna go to like first like international location with him. But he also got like a little bit of like a villain edit where he was like, oh my god, Charity and I kissed, and we talked about like 6 times. And all the guys didn't really like him. But then Charity's brother, red flag, Charity says, I don't care. I'm going to give him my first impression rose. So we'll see how it plays out. I feel like Dotun and Aaron B probably are the two that I'm like, Charity really likes them. Definitely Dotun. I really like him. He seems really great. I'm interested to see. We did get a promo for next week, or not next week, for like the rest of the season. And we'll see how it goes. I think this is going to be a good season. I'm hoping there's a lot of drama, but we're going to have to see. So now let's get into our next part. Okay, so we've talked a lot about The Bachelorette. We have a whole season to go, people. And then after that, we have Bachelor in Paradise, which personally is one of my favorite shows to watch. I love seeing everybody go down to the beach. Also, I think Rachel from like Bachelorette, Rachel went to the beach. Do we think she got engaged? I saw a video of her and Jess. They look really happy. We'll see. Speculation is happening there. But I want to talk to you a little bit about our lovely sponsor today, Chief of Staff. Chief of Staff is a local recruiting firm here in Kansas City. We specialize in administrative, accounting, finance, HR, sales, operations. We also have strategic partners for marketing. We have strategic partners for IT. We have strategic partners for light industrial. So, I mean, literally one-stop shop, people. Like, I don't really know what else you can ask for. The motto here at Chief of Staff is we make connections that matter. We always like to say we place people, not paper. So we are always going to help you find your best long-term fit and really listen to you and figure out what are you looking for, whether you are a candidate or a client. We really want to figure out what is actually going to be your next best move versus this job title matches this job title, jump in, there you go. Really, really great. I mean, I just can't say enough great things. So now we're going to move on to probably one of my favorite parts, which is where I'm going to share the reality of recruiting. So my first step in this is I'm going to rally up all of my comrades, aka my coworkers. And I just wanted to say, like, I wanted to know, like, what are like some of the funniest things that have happened to you, whether it's like an awkward moment between you and a candidate or just anything. And so this is from a long time ago. This was like pre-COVID. So like things like we weren't as casual as we are now. And one of my coworkers was prepping his candidate for an interview, and the candidate was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wear like." They said, "What are you wearing? Are you business cash? Are we going more professional? What's the vibe here?" And the candidate says, "Oh, I think I'm just gonna like rock some slacks and a t-shirt." And my coworker's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna rock some t-shirt. Like that's fine, right?" And he was like, "Well, I mean, like, are you gonna do a button up? Like, what is happening here?" And it was the most awkward conversation because, like, pre-COVID, like you just can't do that. So which leads me to my next point: dress up for your interviews, people. Like, business casual at least. Like, you want to make a good first impression. You don't want to show up in jeans, definitely don't want to show up in shorts. Just like, even if it's sweltering hot, we had interviews in our office last week for a client and it was roasty toasty in here, and these poor people are in like full suits, and I literally wanted to be like just take off your suit jacket, but they didn't commit to it. That's all I really have to say there. I have to get back to work. I do have to go do my job. So I'm only going to share one story for now, but you can share all of your hilarious recruiting stories, interview stories, whether you were interviewing for the job or you were interviewing somebody else for the job. You can share all of those stories if you actually want to send them to my email, which is bbeets@cos-kc.com. I would love to read them. And if you want to be featured on the podcast, I would love to share them. I'm going to go get back to work. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week for week 2 of The Bachelorette. Thanks. Bye.